So getting into your writing, you actually did a mockumentary about Paul Giamatti and got
Yes.
him to be in it, no less.
Yes.
Wow. How did
Wax
you
Paul
get him
now.
to be in it?
That's a great question. It was my senior year and I was on campus and I got a million texts. Everybody knew that I was running this campaign with my two best friends to get Paul Giamatti his own wax statue at Madame Tussauds. And it was kind of like, everything I posted about, everything I talked about. And so I'm on campus and I get like 10 texts being like, Val Paul is on campus right now. And I was like, I gotta go. So I canceled the brunch date I was about to go on. And I just scoped out the whole campus until I found him. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, Mr. Giamatti. My name is Val. I'm one of the co-founders to get you your own wax statue at Madame Tussauds of that movement." And he gave me this big hug. So we start chatting and he tells me how he saw the early flyers for the campaign around Brooklyn. And then he was on the Stephen Colbert show and they did a segment on it. So I knew that he knew about us for sure. And then I asked him to be in the movie as a little cameo, and he said yes. And you can watch it online. It's Wax Paul Now. If you just search that, you'll find it. And you can sign our petition, which we are still running. And we're still fighting a good fight. They have yet to give him. I mean, we've just been tweeting ever since he got his Oscar nomination. We've just been tweeting like, "What about now? What about now? How about now?" And hopefully, if he gets the Oscar, we're gonna be like, "I'm so. How about now?" So we're kind of latently running this campaign. Like his Oscar campaign is one thing, but his wax statue campaign is really the thing that
I think you really got it with the URL. That's like top notch right there.
waxpaulnow.com.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So at what point did the filming the movement and making the mockumentary come along? Was that like kind of after, or were you just kind of like at the minute it gets going, okay, we should do something with this?
It took a while because again, we kind of just started it, as like a fun activity. This is the kind of shit my friends and I get up to. I don't know if you guys do this kind of thing with your friends, but because Madame Tussauds, they're pretty much at the end of their tour, they're like, you can suggest a celebrity to be in Waxified next. And we had seen all these like YouTubers and people who paid for their own wax statues. And we were like, this is lame. So we were like, why don't we suggest someone who really deserves it? Who's like a prolific working everyman who like you could run into on the subway. And like, most of us have at this point. And so we suggested Paul Giamatti. They say that they're going to get back to you within 24 hours. And we didn't hear back. So we were like, oh, okay, time to ratchet this up to like a crazy level. So we sent them like a bunch of emails. We started a Facebook. We started a Twitter. And it was kind of just like something fun you do at Red Lobster with your friends. But then we continued to run it for like months and months and months. Got a little bit of press coverage, like BuzzFeed and Forbes and stuff like that. Did some pieces on us. We got a mention in the New York Times. And then he was on the Colbert show, late show with Stephen Colbert. And Madame Tussauds reached out to us for the first time after ignoring us for so long. And they were like, okay, come, we'll do an event in Paul's honor. And we were like, that's great. Do you want to spend that budget on a statue instead? And they were like, no, we'll do an event in his honor. And we were like, okay. So we go to the event and that's when we were like, let's bring some cameras. Time to document because this whole thing is really silly.